Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play. This will be of Blackguards by Daedalic Entertainment. You might recognize some of the symbols down below. They were the ones that did Chains of Satinov. This will be quite a bit different than Chains of Satinov and Memoria, as this is another squad-based tactical RPG based in the same world though, so we'll actually get to see a little bit of the more of the nuts and bolts of how the actual the Dark Eye series works. So, basic and expert. Basic just gives you an option of three standard packages. So you have a fighter, an archer, and a mage. But I want to do my own. I started off with the fighter, the archer, which they give you, which was a female. You get a little bit of customization. This one makes me think of a Viking for whatever reason. I think I usually just go with this one. We'll name her Amina. And then you basically can build your character from the ground up. You can make them a spellcaster, which we will. You can only choose this at the beginning, or I would have maybe tried to add it later. So we spend 500 there, and then whatever else we want on points. Okay, so we have a max there, capping us at 14 in attributes, 8 in skills and spells. So you can't just like really pump up one ability at the beginning. Any points you don't use, you lose. So they have quite a few different stats. I guess these are: vitality is just your health, astral energy is your magic, resistance to magic, so you have magic resistance built in there, and then 8 stats here. So they all do different things. So courage is going to be primarily your physical attack kinds of things. So initiative, actually it increases several things. So some of these have strength is your physical, complete physical. I designed the character off screen because it took me about 12 minutes to get it. So I'm going to go up to 12. Not going to really have... I'm going to be doing more of a ranger mage mix, but sometimes it's best just to go into melee and not waste your arrows. Also, that's a lot of good stats to have, including dodge. And it does increase range combat and your health. So there's your main physical. This one, I guess, does a lot of different things. When we get to the spells, your abilities and your skills all also depend on other stats, so everything's really interconnected here. Cleverness is your magic resistance, and it says a lot of lore talents, which I'm guessing is this kind of stuff. So yeah, so this, we'll get to these in a bit, but there's some cleverness was based off that one, and some of the spells as well. One of the ones that I'll be choosing is heavily based on, or has some basis in cleverness. We're going to give a couple extra points in there. Give yourself some resistance to magic and a bit more. Intuition, this is also heavily in both combat and mage stuff, so this is another important stat. I raised it to 12. So also helping our range combat initiative. Charisma, I decided to pump this less because of the astral energy, but it also increases your ranked advantages in dialogues. I've played a little bit of this game. I would say I've done maybe about the first chapter. That's a guess because I didn't actually get like a page break type thing, section break. So I know a little bit of how the game starts, but nothing much beyond that. So I don't know if I remember if I built a lot of charisma in before. This also helps one of the spells, a healing spell that I'm going to pick up, so a couple extra for that. This, of course, is your main ranged ability. I'm going to bump that one up even a bit higher. And also treating wounds and traps. I don't actually use traps too much, but it could be good. This is another pretty multi-use one. More aimed at the melee than it is for range, but some of the special abilities that we'll get to later also increase off of that. So we're getting pretty good initiative and speed. I believe speed is how far you can move. So health, physical attack, actually percentage of attack. These are defensive stats for melee. Your offensive, ranged. So this is going to have a turn order similar to many other games. This is only for enchantments. Spells have either attack or, buff debuff times of spells, and buff debuff spells are a lot more the focus of this kind of a system. This is just your MP. Constitution is exactly what you would think it would be. That's just your health. Put a couple extra in there, get another point of vitality. And I'm not going to use any of these yet. Probably will later in the game. So for weapons, there are 11 classes. We are going to be a ranger, so I'm going to max out one of those. And then I'm also going to give her points into sword saber. So this is a defensive, offensive, whether you're more of a defensive or an offensive fighter. So I just chose sword sabers. Some of the other people we get will be good at axes, and another one will be good at spears. So those are the two talents. So these are, some are useful in fights, most of these are more passive though. So this body control, you have the ability to not get knocked down. Willpower is similar but for different things. Perception, you have to actually use this, so I always forget to do it and run into traps, which is annoying. But it allows you to see traps and other things of that nature. There are levels to them, so if you don't keep putting points into it, then it's only the lowest level of, so like level 1 traps, and then as you continue on. Oh, initiative +2, nice. That's actually a pretty nice bump up. Whoa. Okay, I never got them this high because it takes quite a bit of points. So I missed that +1 to all ranged attacks. So I'm definitely going to have to give her some more perception as we get in. I'm going to learn them all. So if you see here, this ability can be learned at a trainer. If you don't get it at character creation, then you have to go find a trainer to do that. And it's not always as simple as that sounds. So that's a pain. So I'm just going to give them all some points, and then I can train them at will, and it costs a lot less after that initial investment. Something similar will be seen with spells. So traps are just, you can set and disarm traps. Streetwise is interesting. You get extra speed, so that should be movement for urban areas, so we'll be fighting in the wilderness and cities. So for cities, that will be beneficial. You also get more gold. So I bumped it up to level 2. So now I get 10% extra gold in all urban areas. This is the same for wilderness, and also lowers the weight of provisions and prices for provisions. So you have to buy food, and this just makes it cost less weight, because you do have to keep in mind how much you can carry, and strength determines that. So this allows you to see the stats of animal and human opponents. So one of our guys will get this, and I think another of them will get that. So I'm not going to put points into those quite yet. And I think this is in battle is another way to heal. But I don't usually use that much, as I usually go for spells. So one of the things that is interesting and different about at least this system is that caster mages kind of suck. At least the one that they give you early. I like him as a character, but as mages, casters kind of suck. So he has this spell. So it costs 8, and as you can see, I'm not a pure mage, but I've got 32 astral energy, so I could cast this 4 times. There's just a couple problems. So it's 8, so it's 1 point of magic for 1 point of damage. And that's respectable damage, but if it's a quarter of your MP bar, I wouldn't mind having a little more. The other big problem is, even as you level it, so it gives you a higher max, but now you're going from either 66%, so 1 point of magic for 0.66 points of damage, all the way up to 1.5. But it also can miss. So you can put in a huge investment and get nothing out of it. And it's pretty much the same across the board. So this one is even worse. So this one has a range instead. Some of the other ones, I think Cold Chuck is it? Yeah. Lowers their dexterity, so that would, I guess, be good against, you could cast that on a ranged enemy, and you could debilitate them quite a bit. But again, that's almost no damage, and it costs 8 again. So this has a bit of damage mixed in with the control, and this is just, the accuracy on this is terrible, and I'll show you, because our caster comes with fires, he's a pyromancer. However, these kinds of things are great. So cost 4, Range attack +5 is level 1. And then, so you can choose the level. So this is an 88% chance of success. So you can still miss on a debuff on a buff on your own self, which is also fun. But for 3 turns, you get +5 ranged, +3 damage. And if somebody else casts this on you, then you of course aren't wasting the first turn of it. But still, this is pretty nice in battle. I'm also, for the same reasons that I learned the talents at just level 1, I'm going to grab a couple of these. So this is a buff, but more for a melee fighter. So it increases dodge, melee attack, and that's a terrible chance of success. I have no chance of using that. But raising it after this will be quite a bit cheaper. So it costs, I think, 40 to get it the first spell, and then 260 points all told. I think even less than 140 to get to level 8, and at which point you're probably going to have a much better chance. Another problem here is that I have no courage, so it's probably really hurting my chance to do this. I can test that out real quick. So 23%. If I give myself 1 courage, it is now 25%. And if you max it, 75%. So you got to keep both your base stats up and make sure that you're actually keeping in line with the spells. The other one, this is another one. So this one is a defensive buff. Actually, a different buff. Which one was this one? Oh, this is to get rid of enchantments. So if they debuff us, I have that. The other one that I'm really going to pick up, though, is healing. So 10%, 10 HP healing. That's actually a fairly high amount because we have only 30, so it's a third of your health bar. Costs 5, or you can go to 10 and get 20. So that's mostly just a time saver, but it does have a lower chance of success. So you gotta be careful with that. I believe that's all the spells I need. The other things you can consider are special abilities. So we got our melees. We're going to be ranged, so I'm going to learn targeted shot. So take a hit to accuracy, but a boon to damage, and that's actually a pretty significant damage boost. I'm also going to learn astral regeneration. I don't remember, but I don't think you actually regen any astral points unless you grab this. So kind of a big thing, because you don't have a huge pool and you don't regenerate. This is a game that really kind of pushes on attrition, where you have to really be careful of what you're using at any given time because it doesn't come back. What's this one? Oh, I need quite a bit more than that. Triple shot. Ooh, nice. And the last one I'm going to pick up, so this is attacks of opportunity, similar to D&D or a lot of games. If you try and run past someone, they will attack you. And this debuffs that a bit. Armor use, I don't think she'll be big on that, so this is just dodge, so they can hit us less. So another thing I really want to pick up is this, because that wounds them and also ignores armor. So some good stuff to pick up here, and you'll want to specialize. But we've now used up all our points, so we are good to go into the game proper. Yep.
We might follow our reason, our instincts, or our friends. Sooner or later, all of them deceive us. Trust no one, they say. Especially not yourself.
So menacing.
Eleanor!
Just go. Don't hesitate. Face the beast. Kill the beast. Kill it.
Kill it.
Kill it now.
Okay, so here's our tutorial. So we can have
No secrets.
turn off the options, move around with the normal keys, click. So yeah, so similar But I guess actually just similar to like XCOM type games, you have two sets, so you can move and do an action, or you can do a double move. So since we decided to be a mage, we are started with the staff. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to start with a bow. I think you actually do if you are just a pure archer. Let's go there. While I do enjoy the voice acting, I think they did a pretty good job with the people they got. It's 3+1 fairy. Sometimes the models and the that cutscene was kind of a little silly. Whoa! Wow! I wrecked it.
Princess!
No more secrets.
And apparently I'm going crazy in here.
Eleanor! What's going on? What's happening to me?
There's somebody back there!
It's all right. Everything's all right.
Range, fire, and melee. Yeah, so don't be next to people with the bow. That's also a reason why you keep melee skill up. Hey, we have the XP.
The name. Tell us the name.
Lysander! What?
To the hells with you, witch! You slew Eleanor.
No! That's not... What happened to me?
She must tell us the name.
What are you talking about? What name?
Tell us what you know, this instant.
What I know? What name?
Too bad. You leave me no choice. My friend Muratori will make you talk. Tell us the name. The name!
What name? I don't know any name.
It's George! Jim! I don't know who you want me to tell you!
I've always known what I want out of life. To sleep the days away under the sun. I just wanted to live. No more, no less. But the death of the princess changed everything. They think I murdered her. And they might be right. Maybe it doesn't even matter. You come into this world as a nobody, and you leave it as a nobody. They'll put a rope around my neck, and my neck will break. But one question still haunts me. By the Nameless One, what happened to me?
I don't know. I don't know why she was hearing voices.
I don't know why you're here, but I have a feeling you shouldn't stay.
How did you manage to free yourself?
You biggins don't know how to lock up an Angra show.
We have company.
Hey!
Okay. So these are our options. These are different classes of spells. So debuffs, buffs, healing, protection. And open and close the menu by right-clicking. And here's the initiative bar. Be down at the bottom. Health. Yeah. Okay. So this is... What's his name? I always forget. We could run at him. Let's not. So you can scroll up and down to change the... Ooh, I can break that. No, let's not. Let's just go hide over here. Forgot how to end the turn. Oh, there we go. Space. We'll let him come to us. Come here! Okay, special moves. So, we can attack, power blow. Don't have that option. Let's just move forward. Use. No, I want to smack him. Why can't I hit him? Okay. Not sure I can't hit him, but okay. Power blow. Maybe it's forcing me to hit this. It's 7 fire damage. Okay. Now can I hit him? Yeah, I can hit him. Really not sure what's going on there. Slap. Oh, he parried. So power blow is similar to the aim shot that we picked up for Mina. There we go.
This one will be grateful that he doesn't have too much to carry on his way to the realm of the dead. Here are the keys. So, what's this name, eh? The name that Four Eyes was asking you about.
You mean Lysander?
I call him Four Eyes. Maybe you should just tell him what you know.
What's your name, dwarf?
What's your name?
I am Norim.
Just Norim? No son of?
Just
I'm not sure why
Norim.
it's flickering. Hopefully, I'm not sure if that's showing up or not. Really weird. Why here?
So why are you here?
I was trying to protect your country from the dragon. Fight fire with fire. Oh, so I thought.
What dragon?
The dragon. The golden one. He whose deceitfulness is going to devour us all, because we've become blind to the eternal fight.
Ah.
Yeah, he's a bit crazy. It's almost like the whole screen is blinking, which is kind of interesting. I know nothing of the lore of the Dark Eye series, so I don't know if the Golden Dragon's something that you would be aware of if you followed the games at all.
Let me tell you a secret.
Friends, hello. I love secrets, but I would be eternally grateful if you could free me as well.
Okay, got some loot. Okay, some money. Belts, a short sword. Excellent. Take all.
Please open the lock. I'm innocent, as innocent as a man my age can ever be.
Why you got a collar on?
Why are you wearing that ugly iron collar?
You're right. It doesn't match the shirt, does it?
What shirt? Flickering's really bothering me.
Why are you locked up then?
If only I knew. I'm a mage, from Alantha no less. Obviously, reason enough to brand me a spy and throw me into the dungeon. The name's Zurbaran, from the House of Florios.
Al-Anfans can't be trusted. The dragon sent him, I tell you.
He's a little bit obsessive about that dragon.
What brings an Alanfan to the country of his enemies?
The weather, the landscape, the women.
He looks like they did a bit of a number on him, too. Oh, well, whatever. Come along now.
I'll open the lock. We could use some help.
Wonderful. Now I only need to get rid of this collar.
So with that, we have... Oh, okay. So, saving, good. You can save the game during combat. It auto saves pretty frequently, though. Quick save F5, quick load F9. Okay, let's actually go ahead and open up the inventory screen. Here we go. So, you can see the stats. So, tell you the talent that it's used for, damage, etc. Armor, just the same thing. So, metallic, yeah, metal is bad for magic. So, we don't really want to do that on at least, well, on anyone but Norim. The resistance is, pretty basic stuff. Ooh, encumbrance, it's good to keep in mind. And you can get armor sets. So you can equip sets of weapons. Maybe I should put a pointed shield. I'll probably be using them. And then you can switch between them for a turn in battle, which is pretty convenient. And then belts. The better the belt, the more things you can hold there, for example, and most importantly, potions. You can also do other things like throwing knives, but I don't really I haven't had too much of a reason to use that. So yeah. So, and then if you get over encumbered, then you have to pay the penalty. I use swords. I'll have a sword. I forget. Probably penalty to this of some sort. Are these better or the same as what I have? They're the same. But I get a belt. I got a belt. You guys can go without belts. Okay, switch over. You have pants on, that's good. You all have pants on. So this increases some. Actually cut. Oh, okay. I'm kind of confused about that. Really confused about that. It's metallic. I put that on for a good reason. I never actually looked at him before we went too far in. So, let's see here. You need at least a weapon. You're actually pretty good at staves, if I remember correctly. Character sheet. So we can look at all our people. and we can level them up. So pretty much the same thing, except now we have AP up here, and it's per character, so each one is unique to, everyone gets the same amount of EXP for battle, and you don't share, which is really nice. So I can't really do too much with them, but we can take a look at them. So he's got a pretty dang high courage. Not so clever, a bit of intuition, so these 3 stats are really good for melee fighters, so that's what he's got. No astral energy, he's not a mage. He also has a really high strength. Constitution, so all the points that we would have had if we didn't put things into like spells and such, he has stacked up pretty high. Okay, weapon talents. So yeah, if you prefer an offensive or defensive, so high swords gives you a better chance to hit, high shields means you'll parry more. So he's got aces and maxes. I don't know, every time today, even when I was test recording, I keep calling this aces and maxes and not axes and bases, and I have no idea why. But yes, this weapon group he's good at. He also has 2-handed bashing weapons. There are talents. Aventuria is south considerably easier. So 0, 8, 13, 18 are the breakpoints. He has a little bit of willpower, a little bit of treat wounds, some warcraft, and he also has some perception, which is good, and some body control. So I will probably be taking over this because I remember he had some. I loaded up a save for my original game, but I had missed this, so definitely will be having me to take over that. And warcraft is nice. Definitely going to try and get it to level 2. So nice. You can hit them easier. More importantly, you know things such as how healthy they are and how well they're going to hit. Spells, same thing, same breakpoints. You can learn new spells from. He of course has none because he's not a mage. Special abilities and passive abilities. We already discussed some of this. I thought he had some. I could have sworn he had Power Blow. Does he not have Power Blow? No, I guess he has Power Blow because it's unlocked. It's just not really so clear. So Power Blow, basically the exact same thing as my targeted shot. He also has Vigilance, armor use, which is great, and shield fighting. So we'll probably give him a shield at some point. Let's now check out Zogron. He has Astral Regeneration. Range spell is nice. Increases the range of spells by 1, and nothing else really here. Spells he has are Ignifaxious, Burst of Flames, as this is basic fireball, or like a fire dart. This is a fireball. Other things he has, Fortifex Arcane Wall. You'll see that in an upcoming battle. I don't ever use it though because its accuracy is crap. Balm of Healing, similar to us, he has that healing. He also has 1 debuff. This is Agility. So, well, this is anti-melee people, so I gotta keep that in mind. Fastness of Body is which one? Armor rating. So he also has a good buff for Norim. I think that's all he has. His talents are in. So he knows body control. He has some willpower, a very tiny bit of perception, not too much there. He can use staves. Full defensive. If somebody's attacking him, it's kind of not a good thing. Yes, confirm. He can be full defensive. So he has high cleverness, high intuition, high charisma, all really good for casting spells. I know quite a few spells have cleverness as a component, so let's check his out. Yeah, cleverness, dex, and constitution. Courage and intuition and constitution, 45% chance. Intuition, agility, con. So he should actually be. I really need to bump his constitution quite a bit. Cleverness, constitution. So yeah, he needs a. He could use some more constitution. Has crap agility and dexterity, but he's not really aimed at melee combat. Decent strength on constitution. Yep. I'm actually. This has been a long enough episode with the character creation in there as well. So I will be calling it an episode, and the next one we'll see if we can't break out of prison because who likes to be executed? Seems like a bad deal to me. So I hope you'll join me then.